gotta do some quality assurance. So I got this stream running on my phone right now just to see if my audio's right because my $10 microphone isn't that good. And it has static a lot. So I'm going to wait for the stream to kick in on Rumble on my phone and see if my audio is correct. If not, I will have to jiggle the microphone and trigger warning, it's an ugly sound. So if it's bad, be prepared for the jiggle. Here we go. And see if my audio is correct. Seems, if not, I will have to jiggle them. Seems simpatico. As usual, also, I got the sniffles in the morning. It seems my body only works properly when I'm doing heavy workouts, which is fine, I guess. Oh, let's see where to begin. This is going to be a dry podcast. Overview, Make Chrono Great Again. MCGA came out with a new filing yesterday, Friday, November 14th. 70 pages long, dense as all hell. And I went through it as best I could. I'm not a legal guy. So I just basically I'm just going to go over what I screen captured, took pictures of and posted, some highlights, things I like, things that interest me. If you liked that song in the intro, it's under Bullet for a Halo on Reverb Nation. If you didn't like it, it's still under Bullet for a Halo on Reverb Nation. Fun songs. Looking for a drummer and basically a band. Hit me up. Let's see. Okay, so we should probably start. Where to start? So, Trump Media Group Crow's strategy is going to be one of a kind treasury of Kronos. Kronos, which is, should have had this up. Crypto.com, thank you. Kronos, which is the native token used on the Crypto.com, hitherto known as CDC, the real CDC. Crypto.com, their blockchain. And yeah, so it was announced the Treasury, Trump Media Group Crow's strategy was announced a couple months ago as $6.42 billion Crow strategy. That's a lot. So I did videos already. It'll be way back in my feed, or go to my Rumble channel, Dr. Butcher, or I guess CJ Butcher, and check those videos out for the breakdown of how that money is allocated, where it's coming from, yada, yada. I did hours of study. And a disclaimer, the only reason I'm doing any of these videos is because I can't find anything online about these videos. I reached out to all the chart people that are big into crypto, that make good money on crypto, that it's crypto bros. I reached out to all of them. I read their comments. I watch their videos. They're not deep diving in this. I should have exercised before I started this video. What do? Get the juices flowing. So I can't find anything on X, anything on Rumble, anything on YouTube, anywhere that scratches the itch. So I got to do it. And I think I'm adding something to the conversation, but I'm still a little confused. Like, as what I found on the internet, I'm the leading expert, which is scary. I've did of what I found anywhere on the internet, and I've been searching for months, maybe years, months for this topic. I'm the leading expert on this, which you guys need to step up your game because I'm still confused. Um, so let's work together. Crow Fam, MCGA, True Social, X, Rumble, everybody. Let's dig in. Let's figure out what's going on. And MCGA, which will be renamed. Well, let's look that up. Doop dop deep dop doo. MCGA. Just giving a broad overview right now. So, as of close Friday, the NASDAQ ticker MCGA is still called Yorkville Acquisition Group, which is a SPAC, SPAC, a special acquisition, special purpose acquisition company. That's basically a holding company waiting for something to form. So that's what they are right now. It's just a SPAC waiting. And when the business combination, dang, I won't go into that. So there's two huge things. Watch my other videos. There's the big umbrella, which is the business combination, which includes MCGA, which will be called the Trump Media Group Crow Strategy. So this will be called Trump Media Group Crow Strategy once the big umbrella of the business combination closes. And so when we go into these SEC filings, you'll see it's called the combined company or whatever. They'll use terms like that. The business combination is Yorkville Acquisition as the SPAC. It's Yali Pin, YALIPN, which nobody's talking about. When I ask the people, the crypto bros in their live streams, I ask them about Yali Pin. They think I'm trolling. It only happened once, but it's true. It happened. And so nobody knows what Yali Pin is. It's a holding company that, remember when we showed the $6.42 billion treasury? $5 billion of that is coming from Yali Pin. And so, over 2/3 is coming from a single source as a line of credit. That's important to me. We should talk about that. And I saw 0 videos on that. I think somebody mentioned it once when they were reading another SEC filing, but that's it. So that's important. And I did deep dives into that. Oh, medium dives into that. But then Chris from crypto.com, the CEO, posted, and I already did. So most of everything I'm saying is already in videos, already locked down for posterity. So if you want to get smart and get caught up, definitely watch those videos. And other people did videos covering the announcement of this crow, but I dove in a lot deeper and spent a lot more time on it. Maybe got some answers, maybe did not. But this deal kind of shapes up pretty good. And okay, let me do something really quick. Yeah, here we go. I got to email this to myself. Select copy, email. Sorry, I just remembered about this. Send it to me. So And I got this as a screenshot from somebody online. Oh, come on, quicker. So how do I do this? I don't want to give any of my shit away. Oh boy. Okay. Shift Windows S. You guys know that shortcut? Shift Windows S. It's a good shortcut. Okay. Sorry about the brightness. Okay, here we go. Back to normal. So, do better. Oh, well, I can't do better. Yeah, I have to do better than that. Oh, this is garbage. All right. Can you guys see that? Probably not. I can zoom in a little. Let's see. Okay, that's as good as I could do. Ooh, button. Copy. Quick redact. Make unstupid. Can you make it unstupid? Okay, I can't make it unstupid. So somebody online typed this out, and I took a screenshot, and now I just um, copied it to my email. So sorry, I'm not giving credit to whoever did this, but I appreciate it. Thank you. So this is interesting to me. So this is the business combination agreement per the SEC filing. And so this YA3, undo that. Cool though. This YA3, I think that's Yali Pin. I think that's the subsidiary. I'm pretty sure. So check this out. 90% Crypto.com strategy holdings will sell 90% of 6.313 billion crow, which is like what, 5.6? I did the math. Tokens and related staking infrastructure. That's important to the subsidiary to this. This is hard. I never did this before. So Yali Pin, which is interesting because if that's Yali Pin, which I believe it is, but whoever it is, it's not the Crypto Crow strategy, the MCGA. It's the funder of the MCGA. So actually, we got to look into that. Remind me. I just assumed it was Yali Pin, and I shouldn't assume. So, but the stake. Let me just. There's like 5 different forks I need to branch off on right now. So they got the Crow tokens and the staking infrastructure. The staking infrastructure is important because MCGA wants to run their own node. So it's still going to be part of the Crypto.com blockchain. And they're going to use the Kronos native token, Crow, of Crypto.com and their native infrastructure, their blockchain, but they're going to run their own node. That'll be important later. We'll have to do a whole video on running your own node and all of that. So in return for 5.6 billion Crow tokens, they're going to get 90 million shares of B and contribute 10%. And it looks like they're going to give, geez. They're going to get 90 million shares of combined company stock. So they're going to get 90 million shares of MCGA, the Crow strategy, and contribute so this reads like, yeah, see, I need an expert. Chris from crypto.com, if you're listening, go ahead and come on in, leave leave your answer in the chat, tell me everything. So 10% for 10 million shares of Class B contribute. So they're going to give 10%. Okay. So that's 10% is about that. It'd be 9 million, but I'm wondering if they give 10% of crypto.com. Doesn't sound like that. That's interesting. That's a whole other thing in itself I need to understand. So the main points I'm trying to get to, which I'm not doing that good, and see, that was one sentence and we'll spend minutes on it. And we got hundreds of sentences to go. So strap in. Oops, sorry, Coin Bureau. So TMTG, so number one, and I forgot who the sponsor, I'm jumping around. Pre-underline. So for this business combination, I like the red. TMTG offers its Chronos token and a staking infrastructure for the node of MCGA to run their own node in exchange for shares. So the only thing they're getting back is shares of MCGA. That got me thinking. So I'll let you know what it got me thinking in a minute. So TMTG, which is Truth Social, which is the parent company of Truth Social and a bunch of other things, a bunch of ETFs, tons of things, but that trades under the ticker DJT. So TMT, and this is confused me. I need another whole talk on this. TMTG will contribute 100% of the membership interests in Trump Media Group LLC. But they'll keep the name and the brand and the intellectual property. But what is membership interest? That's what I don't understand. So TMTG will give 100% of that, everything of the membership interests. The membership of TMTG, is that like the Truth Plus subscriptions? That's, doesn't seem similar to the amount of money of 5.6 billion Crow tokens and a staking infrastructure just for the revenue of Truth Social's subscription, Truth Plus subscription. It can't be that. That's not equal. So contribute 100% of the membership interest. Is that code for the shareholders' stocks? I don't understand that language, that phrasing. So I gotta look into that. Gotta look into this. Gotta look into this. So a lot of things I'm not understanding, but at least we have questions now. So, and what they get back is Class A stock. And earnout warrants got to look into this as well. The earnout warrants for 7% of the combined company's outstanding capital stock upon triggering events. Something happens in the future. But at the same time, I'll go into later, Crypto.com is going to take the lead. So we'll have to see what number 2 says about the outstanding capital stock with what I'm going to show later about crypto.com gets the outstanding stock. So there's something different right there. We're going to have to dive deeper into that. But again, what they're doing is giving up something. I don't know what this is. The 100% of the membership interests. Let's do it. I'm going to look it up first. Well, there you go. Thank you, brains. So membership interests refer to the rights, ownership, and responsibility that a member holds in a limited liability company or similar business entity. These interests typically entitle members to a voting interest in the company and a share of the company profits. Membership interests can be represented as percentages or units and are governed by an operating agreement. Whoa, okay. So that I can't be reading this right. So in the business combination, I gotta double check this. So the TMTG is selling Trump Media Group for shares in MCGA. But it still gets the brand and the IP. That's weird. I need help on that. And so why I had to show it like this instead of in the SEC, because I could not find this in the SEC, but it's really dense. So maybe I'll start looking for that. You'll join me along on that dig. It'll be boring, but I want to double check all of this. Maybe I did see it, but then I didn't clip it. So membership interests. So TMTG is going to contribute 100% of its rights, ownership, and responsibilities. And wait, because what I want it to read like, okay, so I'm trying to stretch my mind. I want it to read like they're going to give all of their membership interests of MCGA to crypto.com. But I don't think it reads like that. Shush. Quiet, Bubba. Lady Bubba. All right. So TMTG will contribute. I had what I was supposed to talk about. Shush it. But obviously I sidetracked. So this is going to be boring, but this is basically I'm trying to figure it out on my own, and this is my process. Shush. It takes like a couple hours, and then I come back and give a 5-minute speech about what I learned in a couple hours. So TMTG will contribute 100% of the membership interests in Trump Media Group. I can't think when you're yelling. Shush. I'm sorry. I can't think when you're yelling, Bubba. I'll be with you. They're like, what are you doing? We need to go outside. I'm like, hey, it's cold and still kind of dark out. Well, what do you do? It's tough being a rooster. TMTG will contribute. I have to come back to this because I just read it like 100 times to try to let it sink in. TMTG will contribute 100% of the membership interests in Trump Media Group. The membership interests in Trump Media Group. Why did it do that? Oh, I lost it. Come on, everything. Do what I want, computer. Contribute 100% of the membership interest in Trump Media Group for shares. So, my understanding as of now, and which you guys probably understood this the first time I read it, Trump Media Group, DJT, TMTG, is giving all the rights, ownership, and responsibilities in Trump Media Group. It should be of Trump Media and Trump Media Group for shares of MCGA. Rights ownership. Which can include profit distribution and voting rights. So not the shares themselves, membership interest, not the shares or the company, because they're going to keep the brand and the intellectual property. Okay. Profit and voting interest. So let's go with that definition for now, because that fits in with what I want it to be. What? So membership interest, that's voting, that's profits, that's the responsibilities. So 100% of the voting and blah, 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 Trump is, or TMTG, DJT is going to give up for 10 million shares of Class Common A. So, sponsor will receive one for 2 million shares. The sponsor. So, see, I think Yali Penn is the sponsor, but we got to look into this, which we will do right now. All right, looking up. It's out of Florida. There's a Florida Domestic Profit Corporation filed August 22nd of 25. It's active. Its file numbers, blah, blah, blah. On file for this company is CT Corporation System. I could probably let you guys see. So it's CT Corporation System. So fudge. So it is not Yali Penn. Interesting, which is what I wanted. Yeah, S3 Incorporated. So there's not too much on it, but I like that it popped this up. So a bunch about Yorkville. Incorporated, da da da. So it's a corporation. It's domestic for-profit company. So it's a company. And why is this important? Oh. It's part of the business combination. Oh, this is new to me. This is part of the business combination. That's where you go. That is not a lot of info. I guess we should go to that. And it's worthless because it's a paywall. Okay. Here we go. Nope, everything we just read. Well, they filed with the SEC. Yeah, S3. Oh, screw you. Quit, stop, suck it. Huh. It usually pops up. Yeah. S3 Inc. Oh, CT, blah, blah, blah. This is dumb. I want answers faster. I just ran CT Corporation. What was it? There it is. Yes, search filings like I just wanted. It usually pops up. Search company. All right. I don't know what this thing is. So who do they file with? Company name. Yeah, S3 Incorporated. It doesn't exist. It's domestic in Florida. It shouldn't be this hard, right? That's the registered agent. Well, let's click on this. You can't. God, paywalls. Wait. This is their other things. This is, I think we're heading in the wrong direction. Okay. It's a registering agent for 118,000 companies. Okay. Oh my God. So, oh wait. The company's principal address. Mountainside. All right. I know I'm just wasting a bunch of time on this. But I don't know who Ya S3 Incorporated is. And they're part of the business combination, and I haven't heard of them. They weren't ever listed before that I saw. Dumb. Okay. There's a Florida Domestic Profit Corporation filed on August. So that was before or right around the SEC filing. I can't remember for MCGA to buy the SPAC of Yorkville. So it was around the same time. Everything's just paywall. That's interesting. So there's another fork I got to go down because there's nothing there. All right. Minimize. Sorry for it was bright. Should have warned you. So, God, I've been doing this 35 minutes and haven't said anything yet. So we entered a bit. They're part of the business combination, which is the big umbrella, and a smaller part underneath that umbrella is the strategic partnership of Crypto.com and TMTG with Truth Social to do what they advertise a predictive markets to get gyms onto Truth Social, which you could redeem for Crow or whatever. That's still being developed, still being implemented. So that's the strategic partnership, the small umbrella. The big umbrella is the business combination, which is yet to close. And this is a new name to me. And Yali Pin isn't mentioned, but it's the sponsor, which is what I think Yali Pin is. It's a holding company that's going to give the $5 billion line of credit. The bulk of the money in this $6.42 billion deal is coming from Yali Pin in the form of a line of credit. So we're going to look into sponsor in a second. But Ya S3 Incorporated, a subsidiary of somebody of something. Oh, look at this too. Sponsor right here, Yali Pin. I think I'm going to double check that, but that's what I think Yali Pin is. I assumed this was it, and I was wrong, which I quickly fixed. Trump Meeting Technology Group Corporated, sponsor, Yali Pin. I'll show that. Cryptocom Strategy Holdings. So Cryptocom and Cryptocom Strategy Holdings are two different entities. Yep, it's just showing me. It's showing me MicroStrategy. It's showing me Crypto.com. Okay, so you got to look into that a little bit. So Crypto.com is different from Crypto Strategy Holdings. We're going to have to dissect that. That's a whole other talk. Obviously, I'll do most of that offline so you don't have to waste 40 minutes watching me highlight stuff. But I want video. Maybe I'm the only one on the planet, it seems, but I want videos like this. The behind the scenes things, the grinding for the information, like, when you're solving a math problem, 99% of it is ugly. It's just that last little bit that's glorious, and why math is so great. It's for that last little tidbit. So this is the ugly truth of the digital army, of the truthers. This is 90% of it in a dark room. Wish it was darker. Grinding away, scouring over single words. So this is the truth, and I like this. I want more videos of this. And it seems like I'm the only one on the internet that believes that. Okay. So one of them, I got to find out who the sponsor is. I think it's Yali Pin. With YAS3 Incorporated, it's a subsidiary of something. It looked like CT Corporation is what it said. But that's a dead end. Don't know what they do. But they're part of the business combination. But where's this? So nothing, it doesn't mention the subsidiary getting any of the shares. It's Class A. So the whole point, it could have been, I could have summed it up in 5 minutes. My point was, but now I got a lot of homework to do. But my point was, everybody's contributing in this business combination, the big umbrella. Everyone's contributing a lot of valuable assets, uh, like 5.6 billion crow, like staking infrastructure, like 100% of the voting rights of TMTG, of all of that are being contributed to this business combination. And the only thing anybody's receiving is stock in MCGA. That was my point. Everything, billions of Chronos tokens, which they're not worth a lot right now. They're worth, I think, 10 cents or whatever, maybe less because it was going down yesterday. It was dumping. But all of these companies are coming together, donating a large number of assets and valuable things to the Trump Media Group Crow strategy. And I'll show you why the TMTG giving up their membership interest, their voting rights, and all of that. I'll show you that later. That makes 100% clear. That makes sense. So I'm excited that I made myself understand that, because that's going to go into something I'm going to show later. So, but my point is, and the amazing part to me, and why I'm kind of excited, and why my mom would say, go to neutral. Go to neutral, take a pause, which is good advice. But why I'm excited is they're all coming together in a business combination to create the Crow Treasury, and all they're getting back is stock. I know I keep saying things. I'm repetitious. Like I always say in my talks, if anybody want, if my one fan watch my videos, repetition is the key to break brainwashing. Repetition is the key to get the knowledge and turn it into understanding. It's through repetition. That's how you become an expert. And the only thing any of these companies are getting is stock in MCGA. And that's important to me because that means they must think this stock, which is trading at 1018, it's MCGA ticker, and it's called Yorkville Acquisition, but it'll trade, and I showed this in my other videos, upon closing of the business combination, which every day I check the NASDAQ, when Yorkville Acquisition Corp disappears, and instead it says Trump Media Group Crow Strategy, that's go time. That is go time. So all these companies are willing to give up a ton of assets just for shares of MCGA. That's big to me. That's enough said. Like, okay, I'm sold. Like, if they're giving up tons of assets just to hold shares of the treasury. Okay. So, and these are businessmen and women. So they have a fiduciary obligation to their shareholders. So there must be something to this. Giving up tons of assets, giving up 100% of your membership interests must be valuable. So 10,000 shares of MCGA must be more valuable in principle, in theory, and expectations than the membership interests of TMTG. That's interesting, right? So let's get let's get to the boring stuff. It's time to work out. Boom, boom. My body tells me when it's ready to work out. So I sent my findings last night to G Money. I don't know if anybody knows G Money, but he is Bitcoin only, Bitcoin first. Bitcoin is a digital 1776 rug pull. Yeah. I was like, hey, what's your take on the MCGA Crow Treasury? I know it's not digital gold, but I think Trump has a plan for it. It's fucking shit coin. Don't get involved. He might be right. I don't know. But a lot of big companies are investing into the blockchain of crypto.com and the native token Crow. I'm not saying it's going to replace Bitcoin, absolutely not. But it's doing something different than Bitcoin's doing. It's a utility token, not a store of wealth. Maybe it's both, but it's a utility token, and it's helping the blockchain, the crypto.com blockchain, the whole ecosystem be stronger. And I think it's doing something that Bitcoin is not. Bitcoin is your savings. You hold Bitcoin. Crow is your spending account. That's the way I'm looking at it. Not financial advice, of course. This is a research podcast stream. But let's go into this. I sent a link in the description of the SEC filing. Go find it for yourself. Read all 70 pages of it. You'll go cross-eyed. Here we go. I just screen clipped a lot of the things that caught my attention, and that's the whole point of this talk right now, is just to show you what caught my attention, what I thought was interesting. And there's a lot more information than this, like a ton more. Oh, I got to work out soon. I haven't even taken my methylene blue or soursop yet. That's when I turn on the afterburners and just get going. So let's get this. No. Ooh, I've been playing Diablo 3. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, you can't even see that at all. That's sooks. Let's see. Let's do this. It shrinks it. It doesn't. Whatever. So the combined company, which is the business combination, the combined company is MCGA, is Trump Media Group Crow Strategy. So the combined company will rely on crypto.com, which will have an indirect controlling interest in the company for certain administrative and operational services. That's number two. TMTG will contribute 100% of the membership interest, the voting rights, the blah, blah, blah. Crypto.com will have a lot of the shares and a lot of the voting rights. So Crypto.com is going to run the Treasury, the MCGA Treasury. They're going to run it. And I'll show you exactly how that breaks down in a second. But Crypto.com's taking the lead. These little ones are like a summation of the paragraphs. So I got some of the paragraphs, which are a long read, and then they kind of sum it down at the end. So I got both. So, and we're going to be skipping topics. These are just the highlights. So we expect to, this is the Trump Media Group Crow strategy right now, which is Yorkville filed this SEC. So they are the we. Yorkville Corporate Acquisition Corp, Trump Media Group Crow strategy, Trump is the we. We expect to engage in other Crow related activities, including and partaking in staking activities and operating a validator node. That is the staking infrastructure that Crypto.com's Strategy Holdings will give up. That, not Crypto.com. Okay. So we got to remember that Crypto.com and Crypto.com Strategy Holdings are two entities. So Crypto Strategy Holdings is going to give up the Crow and the 5.6 billion Crow and the staking infrastructure. That's the operator of a validator node. Trump Media Group Crow strategy is going to be its own validator. And let's just look that up to have it all inclusive. So we're going to get everything divided. So it's a key part of the blockchain ecosystem. And if you don't know blockchain yet, if you don't know what it is, why it's important, why it's the future, why it's here right now, why everything's going to be on the blockchain in the next couple of years, even the VA hospitals, medical records, everything's going to be on the blockchain. Everything that requires trust, everything that requires a transaction, which is everything in society, anything that requires transaction and trust is going to be on the blockchain. So if you don't know blockchain, look into that. My bosses at work, I work at a hospital, they've never heard the term blockchain before. So they're decades behind. The administration in American healthcare hospitals is decades behind technology. Decades. Now you understand we have a sick care system, and this is why. I wrote papers before it was defined as woke, and we had the term woke to describe this, cultural Marxism we're experiencing, this neo-Maoism. We call it woke. But 10 years ago or so, I was calling it rot. It's the administrative rot. I didn't know what it was, but it was fascist. They were public government and corporations walking in creepy lockstep, doing the same things. All these administrations, no matter where I went, no matter what job I had, the administrators were all operating under this messed up reality, causing more harm. Like if you went to them with a problem, they'd get a group together, they'd cause 4 more problems. So now you got 5 problems altogether. Then the group would solve those 4 problems that they just created and then congratulate themselves and throw a party and then go on their way. And you're looking at the problem, the initial problem is still there. Like you guys did 0%. I call it the rot. It's the administration's job is for the administration to keep their job. That's their number one goal. That's their only duty in life, is to keep their job security. That's the administration's only job. And I call it rot. And now we call it woke, cultural Marxism. So blockchain takes care of that. Now you have to have proof of stake. You have to actually own the currency. To no more naked shorting, no more leveraging, pretend fiat money. Everything's about to become real. There's no system, there's no infrastructure, there's no system in existence that is real right now. It's all corrupt, it's all fake, phony, false, it's all sick and diseased. Everything is false. Everything in this society is fake. And you can't prove it's real. Fake as in it exists. Our election system, our healthcare system, our currency, it's all fiat. It's all based on nothing. I'm your moderator from Badlands Media, calls it turtles all the way down. You think you're standing on something solid, turtle pulls its head in, you go down. Doom, 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 doom. Turtles all the way down. It's all fiat. It's all based on nothing. Blockchain is different. So blockchain, you have to prove something. You have to have at least one grain of truth to build and go on to the next chain, to the next step. This will change all of reality. We will actually have something true, something real. That's why I'm excited. That's why I'm recording this. This is a pivotal part, the first time in history where we will have real money. I mean, we had the gold standard. That was really good. This is better than that. So run your own validator node. You have to have proof of stake. You actually have to hold the currency, and you will have proof that you hold the currency because everyone will have a ledger that's decentralized, DeFi, blah, blah, blah. So the Trump Media Group Crow Strategy will run their own validator node. That will make the whole crypto.com blockchain ecosystem stronger. So operating on validator, all of which are subject to regulation. That's the Clarity Act. In my opinion, that's why I think the business combination hasn't closed and it's just holding. Yorkville Acquisition Corp is running at a deficit, burning through cash, waiting for the Senate to get off their asses and pass the Clarity Act. Then I think the business combination will close because there's no guidelines yet. We don't know if it's if crypto or in Crow in particular, we don't know if it's a security, if it's a commodity, if it's property. We don't know. And I mean, that's really important because that's the difference between tons of capital gain taxes and no capital gain taxes. That's the difference between being wealthy and still being a serf. So these next couple, days, weeks, hopefully not months, is pivotal for the human species. I'm not overstating it. I'm not being parabolic. This changes reality. This makes everything start to become real. We start purging the rot. Woke cannot exist because reality can be proven. This changes the trajectory of the human species. It's literally that big. So they expect to engage and expand. They're going to get the validator node. TMTG or Trump Media Group Crow Strategy is the Treasury. The combined company will be an emerging growth company. And I'll go into that. They went into tons of explanations. Maybe they say it here. The reduced public company reporting requirement. Yeah. Your reporting requirements are you get through some regulations easier, blah, blah, blah. It's just easier to do this for the foreseeable future or until revenue kicks up. Emerging growth companies may make the bank accounts less attractive to investors. It's like a choke on a motor. You're waiting for the motor to warm up before you start, turn the choke off. All right, get out of my face. Go away. All right. So this is about taxes. This is the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022, which is Biden's dumbass bullshit. Um, so the treatment of digital currency for you. This is just to show. For U.S. federal income tax purposes, it's uncertain. We don't know. Is it a property? Is it currency? Is it a security? Is it a commodity? We don't know. So, due to the new and evolving nature of digital currencies and the absence of comprehensive guidance, that's the Clarity Act, passed through the House, now sitting in the Senate. Get off your asses. With respect to digital currencies, many significant aspects of the U.S. federal income tax treatment of digital currencies uncertain. We don't know what to do. So that's where we're at. That's why I think they're not launching. And CAMT was defined earlier. It's more taxing bullshit. So don't know. That's why institutional money's not in it yet. Don't know what it is. It's not. We have no definitions yet. You can't, like, if you're writing a research paper, you can't use made up words because they don't have definitions. Nobody would know what you're talking about. Nobody would be able to understand you. That's where we're at. We're uncertain. We don't know. We don't understand this yet. So if it's a security, the SEC runs it. There's a CM, commodities, CFT, whatever. I'll come to that later. It's another acronym, a group. Commodities, futures, something, CFTM, something like that. They will. So it's going to, the Clarity Act. Oh, I should go into the Clarity Act, actually. That's going to be its own thing. Dang it. The Genius Act and the Clarity Act, that's its own talk. So, well, I'll go into a little bit of it here. So the way the Clarity Act talks, I'll go into it, is it'll be a split responsibility between the SEC and the CFT, the other acronym. They'll split it. This is just showing you, this is in the SEC filing for Yorkville. We're uncertain. We don't know what to do. The government doesn't know what part to steal from you. All taxation is theft. Every single tax is theft. You cannot opt out of it. It's stealing your money and your assets at the point of a gun. We're going to take your money, or else we're going to send our jackboots to your house. We're going to steal your house, even if you paid it off. If you don't pay your taxes and we're pointing the gun at your head, you paid your house off. It's yours. You own it. But if you don't pay your taxes, we'll steal it from you at the point of a gun, put you in one of our prison cells. Taxation is theft. That's what we're stopping. That's what the blockchain is stopping. That's what crypto and Bitcoin was designed to do, was to stop governments from stealing your assets. That's what I'm talking about here. That's why MAGA exists, to stop the government from stealing. All taxation is theft. You don't have a choice. They're putting a gun to your head and stealing your money. It's under duress. Okay. CFTC. Let's see, do they find it up here? Oh yeah, Commodity Futures Trading Commission. So they're gonna see the digital commodities, and the SEC. I saw it earlier. Whatever. And the SEC, they're gonna split the responsibility and the oversight, which is awesome because the SEC has been killing companies. You're going to find out soon. the Biden administration weaponized the SEC, the FBI, all of them to secretly spy, the banks to secretly spy on conservatives and MAGA. And there's going to be RICO. Watch, that's a huge story. Look into that. So the Genius Act gives a framework for stable coins. That's why you see stable coins starting to jump now, because we have guidelines, we have definitions. And stable coins are just a digital representation of an entity, of a token, a digital token that is pegged 1-to-1 with the dollar. So it's a digital representation of a dollar, and they have proof of stake assets. They have the currency, they have the gold, they have the whatever. They proved that they have it. It's not a naked short, it's not leverage. They have a 1-to-1 physical asset pegged to a stable coin. That's the Genius Act. So now we're waiting on the Clarity Act in the Senate. Get off your asses, Senate. It would split jurisdiction of oversight on digital assets between Commodity Futures Trading Commission and the SEC. Oh, yeah, there it is, dang it. And the SEC overseeing restricted digital assets. And they define that, I think, before or after. There was just so much in this filing that I just had to take my snippets. But I sent the filing in there. If you think this is amazing and interesting and you want more, there's tons of reading. It's longer than the Silmarillion. Not really. Nothing's longer than the Silmarillion. It amends the Commodities Exchange Act to amend CEA. Ooh, don't know what that is. An expanded role in overseeing spot digital asset markets by providing it with primarily regulatory oversight over digital spot commodities. So for the regulatory, blah, blah, blah. I didn't get the rest of that. But there's so much in this filing. But this is just to say, we're confused, we're uncertain, we don't know how to act. Whales, market manipulators, market movers, I guess is what the term you should use. They don't know what to do with their money. And market manipulators is because fiat exists. You don't have the stablecoin. You don't have the 1-to-1 ratio of real proof of stake, proof of authority, proof of work assets. You have fiat, which you just go on a computer and clack some commas and zeros in, and now you have trillions of fiat Federal Reserve notes. Now you buy crypto with fake currency. Now you keep buying and selling that crypto. That makes the market bounce. That's evil shit. That's where we're at now. That has to stop. Fiat has to be destroyed. Woke is fiat. The rot is fiat. Fiat is rot. It's all evil and bad. And the blockchain will stop it. All right, so another one. In addition, if Crow is determined to constitute a security for purpose of federal securities laws, the additional regulatory restrictions imposed on such a trade will adversely affect the price of Crow. So if it's determined that the SEC only gets jurisdiction, because right now they're going to split jurisdiction between the CFTC for commodities and the SEC will get some. But if the SEC gets all of it, because the Senate starts the Senate listens to their special interest, all the banking cartels come in and leverage the Senate and, try to get them to, what are all their donors and all that, start corrupting the Senate, and they try to make the SEC in charge, and it becomes a security, then it's corrupt. Then it's game over already. So we'll have to come up with some other kind of blockchain, some black market blockchain. I don't think that'll happen. I think we're going to save ourselves. I think humanity's going to vote to save themselves. I think we're not going to vote to go into slavery again. 1913, we voted for slavery. That wasn't us. that was whatever. That's a huge topic. The Federal Reserve. 1971, we voted for more slavery. Got off the gold standard. That wasn't us though. Something else is destroying us. And now it has a shape, it has a form. We call it the deep state. And it's a centuries old cartel cult that eats people, eats children, drinks blood. They are satanic. They call themselves satanic. The signs are everywhere. Look into it yourself. You're being controlled by satanic pedophiles, paying your taxes to satanic pedophiles. And this is how you stop that. If that was a shock to you, then you have done zero research. It's not a shock. It's well known, well documented. Do research. Don't be shocked by reality. Don't let reality shock you. Get smart. Do research. You're paying taxes to pedophiles. So if the SEC gets control and crypto becomes securities and they're deemed an investment company, that's game over. That's bad. That'll slow us down. That'll cause awful things to happen. So we're hoping the Senate votes for humanity. We're hoping the Senate does the right thing, which is so scary because the Senate and Congress, they're all illegitimate. They cannot prove that they were voted in. They cannot prove they won elections. We're not allowed to prove and validate that elections are true. You're not allowed to at this moment because elections aren't on the blockchain. We're not allowed to see how the machines tally the votes. That's proprietary information. You're not allowed to investigate, not allowed to ask questions. You're a Nazi and a bigot if you ask questions about the elections, remember? And so 0% of Congress can prove that they were elected. By default, that makes them illegitimate. And we're relying on those cucks to pass this Clarity Act. It's sick. We got to use the system to destroy the system. We need the blockchain to pass. We need the Clarity Act to pass so we could get the hell away from these illegitimate baby eaters. The combined company will be subject to laws, regulations, and executive orders. Remember that. Regarding economic and trade sanctions, anti-bribery, blah, 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 blah. As the combined company continues to expand and localize its international activities, that's big. International treasuries. Saudi Arabia's SA, MSB, Mohammed bin Salman, jumping in on crypto.com, big time, buying crypto, buying Bitcoin. Let's go. Oh, I still have 4 viewers. That means I didn't scare them away. Good job. Good job. Welcome to reality. The treatment of digital currency for U.S. federal income taxes purposes. I already did this. Or maybe they said it twice. Yeah, this is a little different. So they just keep saying it's uncertain. We don't know. The government doesn't know how to steal it from you yet. The government is trying to figure out how to steal from you. That's what the uncertainty is. All taxation is theft. The combined company may or may not. Oh, this. Okay, I'll probably end on this. No, I got more, but I'm running to the end. The combined company may or may not pay cash dividends in the foreseeable future. Right now, they're saying no. But as I showed earlier in this really quick, and see, I haven't found this yet. I'll have to go through it to confirm. But I believe it's true. I believe I saw it, but I didn't take a screenshot of it. All these huge companies, crypto.com worldwide, TMTG willing to give up all of its membership interests. Other companies are willing to give up tons of assets for shares of MCGA. They think it's a good investment to hold shares of this. And they might pay a dividend. Because they're going to run their own validator node. They're going to get 5.6 billion Crow plus more that they already have. They already have $1 billion. That's going to go back on the blockchain with their own validator node. That's compound rewards. That's money over money over money over money. I think they're going to have a dividend. No evidence. They say they may or may not. I say yes, awesome, thank you. I think they're going to have a dividend. And maybe not right away, get the chokes on, maybe wait, let the engine warm up a little, turn the choke off. The combined company expects to qualify as a controlled company under applicable securities exchange rules and expects to avail itself of applicable exemptions from the corporate governance requirements thereof. They're threading the needle through government compliance and regulations, things. They want to be compliant, but they want to move fast, and they're threading that needle. May or may not pay a cash dividend. I want that. What if they pay it in Crow? They probably won't pay it in Crow. They might. Because you got your Crow, you stake it on the blockchain, and then it'll pay you rewards of more Crow, a percentage. Right now it's like almost 5%, 4.7%. So that, it's like interest basically, but it pays you more Crow. So if Crow goes up to $1, whatever, they're making, and you get paid out every couple days. And so you keep getting more Crow and more Crow and more Crow just for holding it on the blockchain. And it makes the blockchain more stable. It makes the blockchain more secure. So they don't even touch their Crow, and they're just getting rewards, which is like interest. So you could pay that out. Curious. 5.6. Where's my times? Points. I'll just do 0.5. That'll probably go down. If Crow price goes up, I bet the reward rate will go down, but let's just do 5 right now. Shit. I can't do my commas and zeros right now. It's weird. My math skills drop to 0 when I'm streaming. I don't understand that. 6, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Is that right? 1. Oh shit. 1, 2, 3. Million. Billion. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. That's good. So that's not 50%. That's 0.05. That's 5%. So that's making 280 million. $280, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 280 million divided by 52. So I think I did it right. That's roughly 53 million a week. 53 million Crow, whatever Crow is. Crow goes to $1. That's 53 million a week profit just for the treasury sitting there. The rewards are the interest. That's 53 million in rewards on the crypto.com ecosystem. So this treasury, if Crow just goes to $1, will be making my chickens. I'm tuned into them. Like on the rooster, when they start yelling, I tune in. So just holding that 5.6 billion, whether it's going to be more than that, but 5.6 billion, it's going to be 20% of the circulating crow, because 19%, because you can't own more than 20%. Somewhere I read that, and I'll show you, maybe, hopefully. If it goes to $1, that's 53 million a week. 53 million crow. Well, if it goes to $1, that's $53 million a week in profit. So if the Kronos chain pays its rewards out weekly, can't the treasury pay out weekly as well? Weekly rewards in the form of dividends per week? Maybe. I don't think anything's stopping them that I know of. That's huge. $53 million a week if crow goes to $1. What if crow goes to $10? That's $530 million a week. Like $100. Now you're into billions a week. And all of this depends, and the crow strategy, Trump TMTG, YAS3 Incorporated, Crypto.com Strategy Holdings, Crypto.com, the sponsor, TMTG, everybody, they're all betting on the price of crow. That's a lot of pressure on the Kronos token. Kronos token is worldwide. They have the Crypto.com sports arena. I forget where it's at. They're advertising in an NBA, NFL. They're advertising in F1 racing, which is big. They're advertising in soccer, football. Everything depends on the price of crow. If crow goes to $1, which I still think it's undervalued based on the size of the ecosystem, if it goes to $1, the crow strategy, at a minimum, the treasury is making $53 million a week. Just in rewards, just in interest. That's the numbers we're talking about. That seems too much. Dang it. So 90% of 6.313 is 5.6. Yeah. 5.6. Let's get all my zeros. Move. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. 1, 2, 3. Go cross at 4, 5, 6. 5.6 billion. That's right. 5.6 billion times 0.5%, 0.05, which is 5%. Is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is $280 million. Let's do it again. 280. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 200 million. That's 280 million a year. Divided by 52. That's per week. Okay, good. Boop. 5.3 million. Okay. I was off by a zero. Order of magnitude. So let's say 5.4 million a week. So they're like 22 million a month in profits. Wow, yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, my math skills go to zero when I'm streaming. It's so weird. I try to think about the problem, and then but I'm thinking about the stream and the people watching me think about the problem, and it just goes like that. It's just a skipping record. It's a weird phenomena. I can't do math and live stream at the same time. That's really weird. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're at 5.4 million a week. That's still pretty good. And that's minimum. So if Crow goes to $1, that's 5.4 million a week in profit. That's dividend money, baby. So there's 90 million shares. I don't want to see how many shares there are. Outstanding shares. Here we go. Boop, bop. Get my face. Got it. Boop. All right. I'm looking up MCGA outstanding shares. Volume, average, open, highway, market cap. Today's high. Where's the shares? Okay, that didn't do what I wanted. Does it tell you the number of shares? Outstanding shares, it should. All right, so Robinhood didn't do it. Let's go to crypto.com. Looking. Market cap, volume. Yeah. Okay, we'll do it live. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, that's a fun little tidbit. JP Morgan's in on it. JP Morgan just had a meeting at the White House, didn't he now? Don't you know? So he owns 67,000. That's interesting. So, yeah, I can't find anywhere the number of shares they have. That'll affect the dilution of, where's my info? Of the stock and all that. But there's 10 million. There's 10 million. There's 10 million. There's 10 million. Like 120 million shares right there. That'd be good to know. Well, let's just see what theirs are. So 120 million divided by 5.4. Ah, shit, my numbers. So it'll be less than that. Okay, I'm just having fun with numbers. None of this means anything. But let's just pretend. Oh, did I close it? Whatever, that sucks. So if we're saying that the shares that the company owns, all the businesses in the company, if those were the only shares, which they're not, that'd be $22 a share in dividend. But there's more. There's floating because there's another 67,000 that JP Morgan owns. Blah blah blah. So it'll be less than 22 a share, but that's ridiculous. I mean, the dividend payout on this will be nuts if there's a dividend. And I think there will be, because the only thing any of the companies involved are getting back is shares. That's all they're getting back. So they must think these shares are valuable enough to give up tons of assets. That's all I'm saying. And I know I could have did this in like 20 minutes, but this is what I'm doing. Thanks for the people that stuck around. Oh yeah, I guess this is another important thing. This goes with the TMTG giving up. This will wrap it up. TMTG is giving up 100% of its membership interests, and we found out that CDC Crypto.com will be running things. But here is what I wanted to wrap up with. At the closing of the business combination, this is the business combination, the Crow Strategy Treasury. Crypto.com sub will own all of the outstanding combined companies' common stock. That's huge itself. I don't understand how big that is right now. As a result, Crypto.com sub will have the ability to exercise control over certain decisions requiring shareholder approval, including the elections of directors, amendments to the combined company's organizational documents, and approval of significant corporate transactions, such as a merger or other sale of combined companies or our assets. That's huge. Do we trust Crypto.com? That's the only question we have. TMTG says, yeah, you get 100% of our voting rights, go. And it gets heavier. So, like, not in financial advice, but only invest in companies you believe in 117%. This whole Trump media venture group, Crow Strategy, is dependent on the direction Crypto.com wants to take it. Do you trust Crypto.com? In addition, the combined company board will consist of 3 persons designated by Crypto.com. They get 3, and 1 person by TMTG. They get 1. So TMTG gives up all their membership interests, but they get 1 seat on the board. And then 3 of those have to be independent directors. So it'll probably be 1 TMTG and 2 Crypto.com. That's important. Crypto.com is going to be running the treasury. Do we trust them? And there's one more. Oh, yeah, here it is. The sellers are also entitled to board designation rights, and Crypto.com has the exclusive right to designate and appoint the CEO. Crypto.com is going to appoint the CEO of the Trump Media Group Crow Strategy, MCGA ticker on NASDAQ. Crypto.com, through its voting rights, control of the combined company, is in a position to control actions that require shareholder approval and may make decisions that are adverse to other shareholders. They could cash out and run, leave you holding the bag, except the lockup period. So for the first year, work solid. No selling in the first year. After a year, shit could go crazy. So I'll leave you with that. Do you trust Crypto.com? Crypto.com is going to be running the treasury. TMTG, DJT stock, said, yep, you get 100% of our voting rights and our membership interests, all yours. They get 3 members on the board. They get to 3 out of 4 members. They get to pick the CEO. Crypto.com is going to be running the show on the Trump Media Group Crow Strategy. If you trust Crypto.com, there you go. But everybody involved seems like they're hungry for stock, the stock of MCGA. All they get in return is shares of this stock. What does that mean? No financial advice, of course, but for me, it means I want this stock. May or may not pay cash dividends. If Crow, I see Crow at $100 bucks. At that rate, you're making, if you bought Crow and you staked your Crow at $100, you're making a decent passive income. Like for me, I'm going to be paying all my bills if that happens. Plus, if this pays out dividends from its stakes, because I don't have 5.6 billion Crow, just to let you know, I don't have that much. So if you get into this and it pays a dividend off its staking rewards, and you have your own Crow which is getting staking rewards, that's money, man. And it all depends on the damn Senate. That hurts to say that. Those cucks, those illegitimate, compromised, know-nothings. Just get it passed so we don't have to think or talk about you ever again. Because once we have money and we're all on the blockchain where we could prove where our money goes and what's happening with it, then all wars stop, because there's no fiat being printed in dark rooms just clacking on computers, printing commas and zeros, starting wars with fake money. Money becomes real. Oh, I see it. We're so close. I think this is an avenue. I know G Money's not happy with it. G Money doesn't like it. But he is diehard into Bitcoin, which I get. He says a fucking shit coin. Don't get involved. I think it's a utility coin. I think its ecosystem is big, one of the biggest. Not in market cap yet, but let's just wait. We need the Clarity Act. So that's what I got. I'm going to cut it there. Everybody involved in the business combination, the only thing they're getting in return is shares of MCGA. That's telling me, I don't know if I'm making that clear enough. That's telling me all I need to know. That these people are hungry. These companies are hungry for shares of MCGA. That's telling me something big is about to happen to Yorkville. Once it changes its ticker from Yorkville right there to Trump Media Group Crow Strategy, that's when the FOMO kicks in. Fear of missing out. FOMO. Not financial advice, but JP Morgan's buying in. I don't know. Leave me some messages. Let me know what you think. There is something happening. We're waiting on the Clarity Act. Hopefully it's not a security. Let's make it a commodity or a property or something like that. Let me know what you think, people. That's as deep dive as I got. I sent a tweet out to Coin Baron and Black Sea, like, hey guys, can you please do a video? Because if not, I'm going to have to do a video, and nobody likes my videos. So send it out to these guys. They'll probably cover something about it. They don't usually nobody goes in depth as I want. And that's why I had to do this video, because I was scouring the internet. Nobody had breaking news, SEC filing of MCGA. I would have watched that 3 times, even if it was 3 hours long and they did what I did and just underlined text the whole time and didn't figure anything out. I would have still watched it. That's the shit I like. Um, Looks like 3 people on the planet agree. So thanks for watching. Love you guys. Let's see what happens with this. What do you guys think? All right. Catch you next time.